Welcome to Modern Manipulation. I wanted to start out by saying thank you for joining us. Today we're going to talk about how businesses sometimes hide within or behind complexity, mainly within some healthcare and wellness industries with reported health remedies. I had the privilege of getting to go to the 3M Science Museum of Minnesota in St. Paul. They have an interesting exhibit there about fraudulent scientific devices and remedies that people have sold through the years. They range from wearing magnets and letting the electromagnetic fields provide reported healing and relief to users, to a man that sold and died from drinking radiated water. The science mechanisms of the devices and potions and cures have been tested and investigated by people other than the sellers, and the results are sometimes no more than the placebo effect, or worse, like death from radiated water. Modern examples that come to mind are Theranos, the finger prick blood test fraudulent device in business, and Tommy Copper and related copper infused clothing with health benefits, which paid fines to the FDA. At the time, these cures may have seemed cutting edge or new or woven with partial truths or placebo effects. Sometimes it is the promise of a cure that is more healing than a cure itself. But why do these business schemes proliferate to so many people? Sometimes a business that offers a cure only has to be wrapped in a kernel of truth or benefit. The profits come when a minority of individuals convinces many others to at least try the product or its cure once. Science and the physical and biochemical bodies of individuals are complex. There is always more being learned about the depth and intricacies of the human body and how humans react to the world in general and individually. Many people do not always have time to learn about these complex systems. So when we have health problems, sometimes people, including me at times, can be blindly trusting of the experts and doctors whom we ask in seeking relief. And each of us want relief that we can afford. I remember meeting a lady that had an electronic device and she would wrap a wire around her arm and turn the device on. She said that it cured her hepatitis and when it broke down, it could only be fixed by the manufacturer. Low voltage EMFs from a wire wrapped around your arm that cures hepatitis? Is your scam alert meter going off? I do not know if she was also simultaneously or previously seeking medical treatment with medication, like if it was hepatitis C, but my internal scam alarm going off worried me. She was thoroughly convinced that the machine worked, that it was curing her of hepatitis. Regardless, the electronic manufacturer was making money. There is always a balance that is needed when trusting healers and medical professionals. Science is complex, but not everyone working in science are complete charlatans, and not all of them are total saints or saviors. Doctors are people practicing medicine. It is always important to be our own best advocate and to do research when we can about our health problems and potential treatments. It's good to be inquisitive and respectfully careful when able in seeking remedies. Sometimes checking with more than one reputable healthcare provider if able, and researching medical treatments other than what one healthcare provider is offering is wise if there is time to consider other treatment options, and those treatment options are medically reviewed by well-learned doctors and scientists. Albeit some medical emergencies or situations require faster and more blanket trust in the essence of time. Unfortunately, the business world has figured out, like many religions and other groups seeking financial gain, that they don't have to be right or correct about everything. They just have to be beneficial somewhat and convince enough people that their product may be helpful and appease their needs and desires or feelings. And sometimes they hide behind the more blind faith given to them, or within a wall of religious or scientific complexity compared to what the buyers or users know in general or in that moment. However, sometimes the product is at least partially helpful, or sometimes it is a placebo effect. And remedies can be both helpful in some people and not helpful in others. Or sometimes the product is harmful. It's really by looking at the metadata of individual experiences that is not controlled or filtered by the businesses selling the cure that a more general consensus of effects or benefits can be considered when choosing products that claim health benefits for ourselves. Each of us has to be careful, do our own research, and agree to the remedies offered to us in this world. This gets more difficult the more complex our lives and our problems are. But the sale is made one person at a time until those same people start talking to each other or other people and educating themselves about others' experiences. The internet has sometimes helped provide awareness of abuse within seeming complexity, but is also filled with misinformation. Businesses that offer a seemingly complex solution but can't prove how it helps or replicate results beyond a few experts that benefit financially, or a few carefully selected patient testimonials, or businesses that sell a complex product that people can't talk with each other readily and honestly to compare efficacy or side effects before buying under a blanket of assumed trust. That's modern manipulation.